I once knew we
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Legion of Nerds. I'm Chuck. Today, I'm coming with some more comic books for y'all. Actually, going to continue with issue number 2 of Aliens What If from Marvel. Continuing What If Carter Burke Had Lived. That's right, that's right. So let's get into this. So far in this universe, Burke escaped Hadley's Hope. Now we're 35 years later and he lives a monotonous life as a mining operations and assets manager on an obscure dead asteroid, estranged from his daughter Bree and ostracized by his peers, as Wayland Yutani publicly blamed him for the deaths at Hadley's Hope. But Burke has a plan, and when Cygnus, a synthetic in Burke's employ, returns to him from a mission, Burke receives the thing he risked his life for all those years ago. A xenomorph egg. That's right. And now, on to issue 2. Here we see Burke 35 years ago on a planet called Acadia 234, a waste disposal planet. And he says jackpot, and he's found a synthetic. And it just happens to be Cygnus, the one we've seen before. So I guess we're getting to see how he, gets his own synthetic. And then 18 months after that, at the Kellen mining outpost, he's like Cygnus. I saved you from the scrap heap and spent over a year restoring you for a specific reason. Yes, says Cygnus, you couldn't afford a newer model synthetic. Okay, maybe there were reasons. And yeah, I was a little strapped. But the most important reason, you're designed for combat, and that particular skill set will be necessary for the mission I'm sending you on. I need you to locate and procure a xenomorph egg for me. And Mr. Burke, you are aware this request is highly illegal? Newsflash, bud, your whole generation was supposed to be recycled years ago. The fact that you're even walking around is highly illegal. If anyone even gets a scan of your outdated hardware, it's over. The egg's not making a difference. Regardless, all the specimens on LV-426 were incinerated as far as anyone knows. There is no evidence of that species appearing anywhere else in any known system. Cygnus, are you replicant or a replicant? I'm a replicant. There's no such thing as a replicant. That's not a real word. Potato, tomato. Point is, I need a partner who doesn't have the word no in their vocabulary. Unfortunately, the concept of no comprises one half of all binary coding, so it'd be impossible for me to eliminate it from my programming. Look at Captain Literal over here. However, I will execute whatever mission you send me on. That is my programming. See, that's all you had to say. Regardless of how futile, pointless, and undeniably dim-witted that mission may be. Okay, that last bit was hurtful, but I heard a yes in there, so I'm going to move past it. Be advised that even if I am successful, I may not return in your lifetime. You'll most likely be dead. Just get that egg, let me worry about the rest. I will begin my search at the last verified location of living specimens, Acheron, LV-426. That place was a real dump before it got nuked. Guess now that makes it a radioactive dump. Irrelevant. I am immune to aesthetics and radioactivity. And Burke standing there. Fly safe and out of sight. Bye now. Skip back to now, to D350L8, Kellen Mining Post. And the hollow dome is glitching. You know what, little tree? It doesn't matter. Nothing can spoil my mood today. As Burke is carrying this little tree and going down an elevator into the mine where he finds his daughter. Peanut, guess who? How many times do I have to say it? You are not welcome down here, Dad. I know, Bree. I know. I'm sorry. But I got you a little gift. See, it's a tiny tree. For what? Arbor Day. We're on an asteroid in the ass end of the universe, Dad. We don't do holidays, so just keep your shrub. It's not a shrub, it's a tree. But forget the tree. The tree was just an icebreaker. I'm not here because of the tree. I just I came to let you know we're going to be a family again. Come on, don't start with that. We'll never be a family, ever. Except now we will. I've been working on something big, and soon you're going to know, everybody in the whole damn universe is going to know that I'm not the monster I've been made out to be. You've been saying that my whole life. I know, but this time it's for real. Promise. And then one of the workers comes through. Watch it. No civvies allowed in the mining tunnels. Okay then, I should probably go. I think that would be best, Dad. We see him walk into a room. Hey, just paid our little girl a visit. Went as good as always. And here it's revealed he's talking to his wife. After Hadley's hope, Waylon Yutani blaming me for all those deaths, I feel like it's just been me against the universe. It's just been so hard without you, but soon enough, we'll be together again. I love you, Zoe. And then soon, we go to Cygnus and Burke. I've run all the diagnostics and the specimen is healthy and ready for seeding. Burke says perfect. So all we got to do is drop her in front of someone and crack, kind of like that. Indeed. I imagine you are curious as to where I found this. Very much so, yes, dying to know. Go, tell me everything. Well, first I went to LB426 and it shows his whole course over the last 30 something years that he's been. He has found a flying xenomorph carcass, what looks like could be a killer shark xenomorph, a sandworm xenomorph, all these. He found all these specimens that weren't alive and could not find an egg. And then Burke stops him. I gotta stop you right there. Since having a xenomorph egg is highly illegal, probably the less I know the better. Plausible deniability and all. Although I imagine you may be wondering why I sent you on a 30-year mission to track down this bad boy. When I was Special Projects Director for Waylon Yutani, I discovered that the xenomorph's genetic code was capable of overriding any sequence from another organism's DNA. Theoretically, if the acidic compounds could be isolated, that is possible. And if the acidic portion was to be injected directly into malignant cells, you could save your wife. Cure my wife. Cure everyone. That is a surprisingly noble idea. I'm a surprisingly noble guy. So, time to figure out which unsuspecting schmuck in the office we're going to impregnate. And then it switches to the office and they're trying to figure out who it is. He's like, okay, now I feel bad. Look at all these people happily going about their business, living their lives. I can't just go and latch a slimy spider crab thing onto one of their faces. That's not a nice thing to do. But think about how meaningful their lives will become when you help find a cure for every known disease. True, as long as you can extract the acid compound from the embryo's plasma before the thing gestates into the little chest-bursting fellas so they won't be like, Yes, I will ensure the host will live, although it will still be an incredibly unpleasant experience and will require many weeks of recuperation. It's time to interview different people, but none of it's going real well. There's 2 or 3 people they interview, and one's leaving, one's having to go on vacation. That's right. But then after they have interviewed their last one, and they get a knock on the door, it's Senior Director of Human Capital for Waylon Yutani. Wow, hi, I wasn't expecting it. It's been ages since we've gotten a visit from corporate. To what do we owe the pleasure? You. I'm here because of you. Are you aware of the many HR complaints filed against you by the employees on this asteroid? And interestingly enough, the majority of the complaints were made by a certain Bree Burke, your daughter. Yeah, we've got this running joke where she only talks to me through an HR rep. Gets funnier every year. Hey, I'm not judging. Father-child relationships can be complicated. Hey, is that real? Oh, that? Yeah, it's a little keepsake I hung up. Been quite the conversation piece over the years. It's an actual Armat M41A pulse rifle from the Sulaco. Took it with me when I got rescued. Belonged to Lieutenant Ellen Ripley. She even carved her initials into the stock. No way. Right here. It's kind of small though, so you gotta look and boom, he hits him upside the head with the butt of the gun. That's right. Cygnus is like, that was not wise. Just another bad decision in the lifetime of them, Sig. When he wakes up, he's going to get you fired. When he wakes up, he's going to have a xenomorph embryo in his stomach. I must advise you that the chances of this plan working are very low. Modern problems require modern solutions, Sig. Now, are you Replican or a replicant? I'm a Replican. Great. Then grab his feet and help me get this corporate jerk down to the lab. And outside, we see they're having a birthday party. And then we're back. And he's waking up. What? Where? No, Burke, you maniac. Let me out of here. And you see that he is strapped down in the lab with the egg right beside him. And man, that's crazy. Oh my God, Burke. Oh man, oh, Burke, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, and we're left here to be continued, and I can't believe that he's actually trying to do this. Waylon Yutani been doing this same dumb shit for years, and it gets us nowhere but deaths. Man, oh, what are you doing, Burke? Man, I hope y'all are liking this. I'm all about some aliens, of course. And I will be back for issue number 3. If you like what we do here, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get all the nerdy goodness. That's right. I've been Chuck. We're the Legion of Nerds. Y'all don't have too much fun.